Good evening, everyone. My name is Crystal Chibu, and it's good to be back again. You've not been away for such a long time. And with me this evening, I have someone that is such an amazing person. And we're going to be talking about a topic that is, pressing on, I think, both of our hearts. And so I'm just going to say, let my viewers meet you.
Okay, so my name is Tobiloba Ajayi, and I like to describe myself as a disability management advocate. I run a project called the LetCPKidsLearn project to promote inclusive mainstream education for children with cerebral palsy in Nigeria. Right, so most people ask me, inclusive mainstream education, why? Well, I think that just stemmed from my experience as someone.
I think so we're going to come to that.
Yeah.
I just want you to introduce yourself, because we're going to be talking in depth about what you do and the beauty of what you bring to our world today. And to capture all of that, what we're doing this evening is a show that's going to be on for a very long time, and we'll keep being in your faces every Thursday. And Toby is going to showcase for us what it means to have hope. And for us, hope means a lot of things. And I was telling someone today, and I think I even put it up, that hope is assurance. And so, Toby, tell me, how is hope assurance for you?
Well, for me, I think that hope assurance is one part. It basically says that even if it does, for me it's like this, if it doesn't happen today, the fact that I'm still alive means that it might still happen. And you see, one thing that hope does is that it gives you a reason to keep trying. And so I always talk to people about the power of hope. And I always go back to the power of the word yet. It's very easy to say, oh, but that hasn't happened. I always say, add yet. That hasn't happened yet. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It just means that it hasn't happened right now. And so the fact that you have hope gives you a reason to not give up on whatever it is that you're thinking about or you want to see, but to keep trying and doing your part to see that happen.
So can you just take us through the journey of your life? Why you're doing what you are doing, and just tell us a little bit about Tobiloba.
Okay, so abridged version, because there are various versions of this story.
Yeah.
So this is the abridged version. Okay, so the story goes that I was born 11 weeks premature, so I was born at 29 weeks gestation. So every time a mother hears that, she goes, yeah, I know, right? Well, and that my birth weight was about 1.1 kg. And doctors just plainly said to my parents, you know what? Forget about it. This child's not going to make it. She's too small. She's too early.
Can you imagine?
I mean, come on. It's not going to work. Just forget about it. Oh, my dad, who incidentally taught me about the power of hope, kept saying, if she's not dead yet, then she's not dead.
Sure.
So let's keep watching and waiting. And he was the one person that kept saying to my mom, as long as she's still breathing, we're going to keep her breathing. If she doesn't die or that, we're not going to help the process. And well, we're still here over 30 years later. And so for me, I guess that the fact that I'm still here is testament to the power of hope in the first place. The fact that the parents decided that they weren't going to let all of the negative limitations that has come determine what they were going to do. And then of course, 20 months down the line, so hey, there was the miracle of yes, your baby made it. But 20 months down the line, they got a diagnosis saying, oh, sorry, because your child was so preterm and all of those complications, your child has cerebral palsy, which basically means your child's brain was damaged when she was born, and well, she's not really going to be able to do it.
No, can you just hold that thought? You mean you were told that you have a brain damage when you were born?
Yep.
Okay. I think for me that's a shocker. I think Tobiloba is one of the most brilliant people I've met in my life. So if this is what brain damage is, then probably we should all have a brain damage. So tell me more about this brain damage.
So they basically said, that your child has cerebral palsy, which basically means that the parts of the brain that controls muscle movement and posture were damaged when your baby was born. So she'll probably not be able to walk. We don't know if she'll, ever be able to use the toilet on her own, have any real movement function. But that's fun. But my dad said, well, yeah, that's what you guys think. But again, this girl has beat the odds already. I believe she's going to be the game. And so even though they kept saying, oh, just keep her at home and keep her happy, he said, no, she's going to have a real life. So she's going to have a life like her siblings have. And so he started to expose me. I remember that he started to expose me.
So are you the first child?
No.
Or are you like the only child?
No.
Because now I hear you talk siblings.
Yeah.
So I mean
my parents have what? My parents have 5 children. And so even culturally, by the time they had me, I was number 4. People said, well, you already have other kids, you might as well throw this one away. It's not like you're in need of a child. You're not a parent that maybe somebody that's looking for children for like 20 years and they finally have one. You have 3 that are fine. So you can throw away this one that also cost you stress and cost you money. You can as well just dump it somewhere. And my dad was like, well, yeah, when you have your own, you can go ahead and dump them. But this one, I'm keeping, and this one, I'm raising. And, my dad raised me like every other person in our household. I mean, that's not to say that he didn't provide the support that I needed to excel. I mean, I remember starting school and not being able to sit. I couldn't sit up. I didn't have trunk control, so I couldn't sit up. And one of the things that they had to do to ensure that I could go to school was to make sure that I had somebody in class with me one-on-one. So I had one-on-one support, somebody to hold my hand because I couldn't even use my hands. Of course, so that meant I wasn't even standing or walking or anything like that. But one thing that my dad was sure was that his daughter was smart. My dad's someone that has constantly taught me about the power of hope. So it doesn't matter what you tell my dad I cannot do. My dad's going to ask me, so are you going to believe with them that you can't, or you're going to believe with me that you will? So nobody saying you will do it now. You just have you will do.
brain damage.
Yeah.
4th child,
Yeah.
5th children, 5 children. So, I mean, that is making me think. And I heard you just say, you were in school, you weren't walking,
Yeah.
you weren't talking.
Yeah, I was talking actually.
Okay, you were talking,
Yes.
but you weren't using your hands,
Nope.
and you couldn't use anything.
Okay.
So at what point did you, start walking around? Because I know you walk.
Oh well, so basically I started school unable to walk, but then by the time I had spent a term in school, which is about 3 months, story has it that I came home and I just literally stood up. So here's what happened. I would go to school and of course I was in class with my mates and they were walking around. And so 3-year-olds did not understand why I just wasn't walking with them. So they would come and drag me out of my chair and say, let's go. And we're 3-year-olds. So we just started going. And the rest they say is history. I mean,
Yeah.
I started walking. It wasn't right. It wasn't like proper walking. I was still walking on my toes and literally just twisting my feet. But as far as I was concerned, I was walking and I was happy. And so I was excited about the fact that I could just move myself. So that helped me to go from one point to the other. And well, from that point on, my dad's like, this one, she's gonna do anything she wants to do.
She puts her heart
to do.
to do.
I mean, we're just going to have to continue to give her the support she requires. This one is going to fly.
I mean, what a journey you've been through.
Yeah.
I mean, Maya Angelos said something that, really caught my heart, and I think some few days ago we actually put that up on Instagram. So you may not be able to control all the events that has happened to you,
Yeah.
but you can decide not to be reduced by them. I think that you are a typical example of one that has not been reduced by cerebral palsy. I mean, I tell everybody that cares to know that Tobiloba has 2 master's degree, and I don't have one. Okay, and so she's challenging me to get one, and I can't just get one, I must get 2. So tell me, you were saying something about LetCPKidsLearn, something which is, I know is really, and I think that is even hope personified, because it's you believing that any child that has cerebral palsy can learn. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so the LetCPKidsLearn project was born out of, I like to say it found me. You see, so I was living my life. I mean, I had finished my first degree, had gotten my BL, which is basically like the first master's, and then I had gone on to get my LLM. And I had, I didn't even bag my first job. I had pretty much lived a very, very interesting life for a 30-year-old. And suddenly, I did an interview and it went viral on social media.
Okay.
All of a sudden, parents started storming my social media inboxes saying, sorry, did you go to school abroad? how are you so intelligent? Your interview says that you have cerebral palsy. Are you sure they diagnosed you correctly? I mean, how is that even possible? Because, well, you know, schools don't take our children. And I was shocked because I was like, that makes no sense. What do you mean schools don't take your children? I went to school like everybody else. And then they're like, well, maybe.
And you went to school in Nigeria?
Yes, I went to school in Nigeria. Like what you would even call a Lagos slum today. You know, so I'm thinking, makes no sense. What do you mean? And so I come, at that time I was in the US on the fellowship, so on the sponsor fellowship. So I come back to Nigeria and I'm like, okay, let's ask a few questions. So I started asking around, asking, you know, teachers, asking parents, and teachers were actually being honest with me saying, Toby, look, we don't take this kind of children. I'm like, what do you mean this kind of children? Well, you know, it's not like they can learn anything. I'm like, excuse you? One of them right here, Master's degree, there are 3 published books. I learned everything that I wanted to learn. How can
3 published books?
How can you yes. So how can you tell me they can't learn? That's a lie. Oh, but you know some of them don't talk. It's because you can't talk. I'm like, my ability to speak was not my ability to learn. Okay? So all the exams I've ever taken, none of them have ever required me to speak. So why are we equating intelligence with speaking? And then I realized it was a pervasive problem. Even other people who worked with people with disabilities believed strongly that people with cerebral palsy could not learn and should be excluded from school. So I decided that this was something that needed to change. It was a narrative we needed to correct, especially in the country where 1 out of every 90 children born today is diagnosed with cerebral palsy. We cannot continue to refuse to educate these children. What exactly is our plan for their futures? And so I decided to begin to work with families and with schools to promote inclusive mainstream education for children with cerebral palsy. Basically saying that children with cerebral palsy can learn and they should be given the opportunity to do so in mainstream classes alongside their non-disabled or neurotypical counterparts. And so it's been an interesting journey in the last year or so. And I see this actually going mainstream. Right now it seems like it's one person making a lot of noise. But with the amount of impact that I've seen in just about a year of running this project, I see this going mainstream soon. My goal is to work myself out of a job actually, to get to the point where I don't need to do this anymore because it is now a norm that children with cerebral palsy are offered inclusive mainstream education as a first right, and they have the first right of refusal. So if they say they don't want to do them, that becomes their choice, not because they're actually excluded from classrooms.
Awesome. I mean, we are still talking with Tobiloba Ajayi, and I mean, if you're in any part of the world, I know a lot of you are actually watching right now. We have Olufemi, we have Victor, we have Oraduni. Thank you for joining. I'm sure we're going to have you here very soon. Murabiu, you're there. Titi, you're there. We have Tosin Prosperwowe, and we have a lot of people that are watching. I know you talk so much about your dad.
Yes.
And you know, really for me, I believe that there's something about hope. You know, usually our hope is anchored on something. And I want you to tell me what your hope is anchored on. And apart from what your hope is anchored on, what would you say hope is for you?
So for me, first, hope for me is actually that unwavering belief that what I want to see can happen. It's an unwavering belief. And for me, what's my hope anchored on? I always say that the basis of my hope is actually my faith. If there was one thing that my parents did for me that I am incredibly happy that they did, it was that they made me build a relationship with Christ very early. So my dad used to say, look, it's not about me. Yes, I'm here as your earthly parent now, but the most important thing is about your heavenly Father. So the earlier you come to build a relationship with him and know him for yourself, the better for you. And that is what my hope is anchored on. So it doesn't matter what's going on around me. Having that personal relationship with God that my parents helped me to really build as a child just makes everything all work well. So it doesn't matter whether the storm is raging, which it does rage. I mean, if you live with cerebral palsy in Nigeria, my God, you better have God, because it go hard. I mean, it's every day I tell people that it looks good on the outside, but every day is a struggle. For those people that have become very close to me, they ask me all the time, how do you do it every day?
I know, right?
But I say to them that, look, if you have the relationship with God that I have, you understand that God does not make mistakes. He doesn't make junk. He does not do anything that he doesn't plan to use for his glory. And if you sit down there and wallow in all of the things that are wrong in your life, you will never find the things that are right. Talk less of actually turning them into things that will not just help you, but will help others.
True that. And so you just told us what your hope is anchored on. It's your belief, your
Yes.
God,
Yeah.
and I think that's just so awesome. And you know, I was saying you talked so much about your dad.
Yes.
Your dad.
Yeah.
I mean, you even had a caregiver going with you.
Yes.
And also, I think I know you're a little bit one-on-one. And you also talk about your mom, even though she's late.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about, you know, these people and how they've exemplified hope and how they've been able to help you?
But for me, first, the amplification of hope started from my family. I don't know about how kids grow up these days, but when I was growing up, you grew up with your extended family. So cousins were all over your house, crawling in and out. And so for me, it started with my cousins. And then it started with my neighborhood. I grew up in a very large neighborhood where all the kids were allowed to play together. So first of all, I had cousins who, okay, so you can't walk, that's fine, but that doesn't mean that you still won't do chores, and it doesn't mean that when we are getting whooped, you won't get whooped shout, because if you do something wrong, we'll tell. And so for me, first it was the fact that I wasn't
You mean your
traumatized.
parents were beating you when
Of
you were
course.
small, like
I was whooped now.
And if you are anywhere else apart from Nigeria, so somewhere else around the world, please know it that here we believe in,
You believe, like parents believe in corporal punishment, and it's not kids. I mean, these days maybe not as much. But in the 80s,
yeah, not as much.
when I was growing up, trust me, Nigerian parents and African parents generally spank kids.
And
if
they
it-
sometimes even talk with their eyes.
Yes,
They
so-
talk with their eyes, their hands, everything.
If my mother looks at you in a funny way in public, just know that by the time you get home, it's waiting for you. Don't worry, we will deal with it when we get home. There's a way she looks at you, and you already know that, Lord, please can she forget? Because if she doesn't forget, I'm in trouble. And of course, living in that kind of, I grew up in my neighborhood where other kids would come around and say, oh, she'll be home, we want to go and play. And my parents never said, no, she's home, come and get her. And you guys know she can't walk, so if you guys want to come and get her, fine. It means that you guys have somehow figured out a way to play with her. And it was true. It was in my neighborhood, they first put me on a two-wheeler bicycle. Looking back now, how did we ride that? I don't know. But somehow we did, because I know I should rode that bicycle around the neighborhood. And going to school, same thing. My friends were the ones who taught me how to walk. When I did have surgeries and came back and I was working with crutches, it was my friends that decided that those crutches were not needed and they would teach me how to walk without it. And they did, actually, because I took the crutches to school one day and came home without it. That was the end of the crutches. It was my friends who used to say to me, like, I posted a picture on Instagram at one point, sometime last year, where I went to Cancun National Park in Ghana and I actually climbed the entire canopy walk.
Whoa.
And a lot of people are scared of that thing. And I'm like, how did you do
I
that?
don't know if I'll be able to.
So you can try it. It's scary, but it's not that bad. I mean, I had two friends who said to me, you want to climb? Let's go. We are going to make sure you climb this thing. And we did. So having friends who constantly believed in me, who constantly would say, this thing can't beat you. I mean, I had a friend who put me on a motorbike in the sneakers. I mean, I have amazing friends. And I mean, of course, it started from home, but actually having it reinforced by my friends. So my friends would say, if you want to do it, we will make it happen. And having people like that around me who constantly said, anything that you really want to do, we will work with you to make it happen. We will not tell you you can't do it. The question will be, how can we help you make it happen?
So definitely, for you to succeed and for you to, grow your hope and all of that, you need people around you.
You need, like, I always say that you need a slew of people. I mean, there are people in my circle right now that they are safe ranting spaces.
I got people you want to say thank you to.
Yeah.
People that have been so amazing.
I mean, okay, so this list is going to be, I'm going to run the risk of offending some human beings. But I start this list right
So
now.
I think we should just put that disclaimer. So if Toby
If I don't mention your name, trust me, I love you. Okay, so let's start this list. Okay, so wait, what's that one's married son? Yes, Mrs. Adepoju, you know who you are. she's been my friend for about 18 years. That girl has
Wow.
dealt with the good, the bad, the ugly, the miserable in my entire existence, and she has never stopped. And she doesn't even believe there's something I can't do. So if you tell MC Sotorika, she's like, I don't know what I'm talking about, my friend can do anything. And in the last 5 years, I had this amazing friend. And then you know where you are. So I met her in graduate school, and look, you people can like her complain about UK winters. That girl does not believe there's anything called the UK winter, so you should sit down in your house. Do you want to go out? We're going.
Wow.
She has braved, we've tried kind of things that when we finish trying it, we get some and say, what did we just do? Let's not even tell
So I want you to think about it very well. You're just going to think. Two more people.
Yeah, 2 more people.
And then we'll go to the next question.
Alright, so of course my dad, the biggest MVP in the world. So Daddy, I'm a professor, a doctor now, I remember. Alright, Daddy, you know I love you, right? So yes, we've been on this journey 32 years, amazing sense. And then of course, oh my god, my siblings, I just have to lump you guys inside one big group like that. Thank you for sticking with me for the last 32 years. We've got a long more time to go. So you guys, get used to the drill. I'm not going anywhere yet.
And if you have any questions for Tobiloba, you know, what you need to do, it's just, you know, send your questions. You can DM your questions to me, and my handles are at Crystal Chibu on YouTube and on Facebook, Instagram. Just type the name Crystal. And Crystal is spelled as X as in xylophone, RYSTAL, and there's a C at the back. Just you know, send your questions in, and we will be answering your questions. Toby will answer all of your questions, and we'll ensure that you get back to us. Toby, do you want to tell them your social media handle?
Okay, so I'm at Tobiloba Ajayi pretty much everywhere. I'm at Tobiloba Ajayi on Facebook, Tobiloba Ajayi on Instagram, and then of course I'm at LetCPKidsLearn everywhere too. So I'm easy to find, and you can always DM me your questions. If by any chance a parent raising a child with cerebral palsy is watching, please reach out to me. I would love to talk to you.
And you just heard that. If you know any child living with cerebral palsy, even if the person is an old person and the person is doing very well also, would like to meet with a person. And remember, what we're talking about today on the show, HopeGrill, is, you know, the power of people. Toby has told us about all the amazing people surrounding her. She's told us about her dad, about her friends, about siblings. She's told us about, you know, I don't even think you mentioned it, but caregivers are also very, very important. If she didn't have someone staying with her, then she would not be able to live the kind of hope that, you know, she wants to live. And you know what? You can get my books to buy. I have the book named Irede, the unending story of hope. And for as many of you that have read it, you know that it's such an amazing book. You can get it to buy at Latana, you can get it to buy at Ebano Store, Super Saver Supermarket, and it's going to be on Amazon very soon. We're coming to you, and then you can buy it wherever you are in the world. And particularly, I want to tell you that you can actually subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you next week, Thursday. And till then, it's HopeGrill. Bye-bye.